So if you go to the module of Introduction to JavaScript, go to Lab 10. There you will see some files. One is zip file, which is going to be your starting folder for Lab 10. So we are not, the next 3 chapters, that is on JavaScript, you are not going to do Pacific Trail Resort. Your Pacific Trail Resort assignment is done with HTML and CSS. Okay. So what you're going to do for Lab 10, 11, and 12 in JavaScript is going to be different. So you have to download this file, starting folder. You have to download this zip file and keep it in your Lab 10 folder, and then download this instructions. Okay, so you're going to follow this instruction to get this done, to get this task done. So you have to download this zip file from Lab 10 and keep it in your Lab practice folder like this. You can say chapter, you can simply say Lab 10, or you can say JavaScript 1 Lab, whatever, but in the folio, the name of this assignment is Lab 10. Download this starting folder and rename it as Lab 10, or just keep it as it is. It's up to you. And then download this instruction. We are going to follow this instruction. I'll give you a few minutes to get it done. And what we are going to do in this lab practice is whatever we have discussed in the lecture last Monday, we are going to practice it. We are going to work on 5 different web pages. You can see this is the first page. If you download the starting folder, this is how your starting folder file will look like. It will have 5 pages like this. If you open the home page, it will be this. And then project 1.2 will look like this. And project 1.3 will look like this. It is a form. And project 1.4 will look like this. And 1.5 is just some error page. And what you're going to do at the end of this is the project 1.1 will be like this. So you're going to change this to this, and then 1.2, which looks like this, you're going to add the content in the table by using JavaScript. And the third page, which is simply the empty page, it will look like this, where you will enter the information. After receiving the information, it will say, thanks for submitting the form, which is the JavaScript thing. And then the fourth one, if you click on this radio button, it will automatically fill the form. You can see that here. Okay. And the fifth page is what kind of error it is. So that will be the error page. Okay. So once you have downloaded the starting file in your class practice, lab practice folder like this, open that index.html in Visual Studio Code. So as I told you, the first page, what we are going to work on is this. So right now, your page looks like this. And we are going to add some content, but not in the regular HTML. If I ask you to do it regular HTML, you can easily do that, right? But now we are going to do it by using JavaScript. Any of you remember what is that code to display the content in the web page by using JavaScript? If you recall, document.write is the syntax, right? Document is the object, dot, and write is the method that belongs to document object. We have discussed all these things in the lecture. Okay. So we are, by using that method from the document object, we are going to add this content to this project one page. So that's what we are going to do. Now open your Visual Studio Code. And if you follow the instructions, go to the instruction in the project one page. If you go to that, you may have to update this comment and all. Please update this comment later on before you submit this file. You can update this comment, author, date, and all later on, not right now. Right now, we will focus on the coding, but update this the information before you submit. Okay, now what we are going to do, create a new script section within the article element below the H2 element. Read the instruction. Okay, here is the instruction. Create a new script tag. So that means we are going to follow the first method, not as a separate JavaScript file. We are going to add the JavaScript by using the script tag. Where they ask us to include it, it is below the H2 element. Go to the index page. Do you see H2? Yes. So here below this, we are going to include this content. So what content? Whatever you see here, in the instruction, you can see the code itself as it is. So we are going to use document.write to display the content. You can see not only the content, even you can display the tag, OL tag. You can see the parent OL tag. You have put it inside the document.write. And all the LI tags. With the tag, you have to do it. Not with just with the content, you have to do it with the tag. Then only you can display it. So what kind of list it is? It is an ordered list. Ordered list means OL tag. So we have to include OL tag and all the content so that we will have the page like this. Are you ready for that? Yes. So go to the H2 page, and below that we have to add the script tag to include the JavaScript coding, include the script tag. For some reason, it doesn't automatically add the ending tag. Normally it will do. So please add the ending tag as well. Opening script tag and closing script tag. And then I don't want, it is just a web, it's an image. You cannot copy and paste. I want you to type it. So please type it. Below the script tag, document.write. So document is the object and write is the method. This is the syntax to use any method from the object. And since it is ordered list, you can see it is ordered list. So we have to include the OL tag inside the parenthesis, add the quotation, double quotation. Inside the double quotation, add the tag and then OL. This is how it should look like. So inside the parenthesis, double quotation. Inside the double quotation, add the tag. So that is for ordered list. So maybe what you can do, you can complete that too. So what you can do without forgetting it, let's complete the OL tag too. Opening OL tag and closing OL tag. And what kind of content we have to add? This one. Reduce spending on non-necessity. That is the first list. That is the first list. So simply add document dot write parenthesis, double quotation, and LI tag. I'm just copying and pasting. You have to type it. Reduce spending on non-necessity. Don't forget the closing LI tag. Maybe you can copy this because we have 4 more list elements. So what you can do, you can copy that and paste it 3 more times. So that to avoid a typo error, we can simply change the content. Copy and paste it 3 more times, and we're just going to change the content. Okay, the second content is use extra money. It is given here. Either you can get it from here or just look at what I have added and type it. Use extra money to pay debt starting with the highest interest credit card. And then LI tag. Use extra money to pay off debt starting with the highest interest credit card. And the third option is continue paying off debts until you are debt free. Continue paying off debts until you are debt free. And then the fourth plan in the list is take your time to type it. Put a fixed % of your pay aside in savings every payday. Okay, so that is a script tag that we have added to include the JavaScript code that is in between or vertical, that is below H2 tag, you're adding this content. So now through this exercise that you have learned that to add anything through HTML, in HTML through JavaScript, this is how you can do it. Document.write, parenthesis, double quotation, tag, and the content. Okay, that's what you learned in this practice. You can even take notes. So once you have added all the content, you have typed that 4 list element, save this, and then go to the page and open it. Now you can see we have added all the content below the H2. So the only thing that we have done is we have added the content in HTML through JavaScript. By using document.write. Okay, how many of you got it done? Okay, I have recorded it. So maybe you can even verify it later. So I'm moving on to the next page. The next page is project 1, 2. So as usual, go to that. What is the page? I plans. Yes, go to that I plans, open it in the Visual Studio Code. As usual, update the author, date, all that information that you see. Create a new script section within the article section below the H2. Insert a blank line, quote the closing script tag. Okay. What else next we have to do? Declare and initialize variables containing the names and speed of high-speed internet plans. Within the script section you created in the previous step, enter the following command and variable statements. Okay, so let me first show you what we are going to do here. So right now your page looks like this with a empty table. After this practice, you will have the table elements that is added through JavaScript. Okay. But in addition to that document.write, how we are going to do, we are going to create a variable. Okay. So if any of you remember what is variable, variable is simply like a memory location where you can put any value inside that, right? So that is called variable. You can just initialize it and put some value. That value can be changed. That can vary anytime. That is why it is called variable. Okay, so now add a script tag. Below this H2, add a script tag below this H2. And then, you know what? Whatever you see here, you are going to create a variable for all these things. You're going to do this with the variable concept. Okay, you're going to create a variable. So first variable, to create a variable, to initialize a variable in JavaScript, the syntax, that is the rule to create a variable is you have to use the keyword where. Any of you remember what is reserved word or keyword? It means it has its own dictionary, it has its own meaning. Okay, this where is the keyword. Okay, so it has a meaning that it should be only for variable declaration. You are not supposed to use that keyword or reserved word anywhere else. So where is the reserved word? The meaning of that is for variable declaration. So the variable name is service name. Maybe service one name, service one uppercase. So it is case sensitive. You have to use uppercase. If you are using upper caps, then you have to use upper caps to say that, to specify it anywhere. So you know what we are doing? Basic service name one, service two name, service three name, service four name, and then service one speed, service two speed, service three speed, service four speed. So we are just declaring all these things. That's it. Okay, you can copy and paste this. So this is service two name. Maybe I'll open the page for you so that you can parallelly see. What is the service two? Express. And service three name. Service three is extreme. Variable declaration. And then the fourth variable keyword, and the variable name is service four name. And you can see the name is ultimate. Okay, next variable name we are going to add, it's called service one speed. Service one speed. So where service one upper caps, this notation is called camel caps notation. In programming language, to differentiate two, normally to differentiate two different words, you will give space, right? In programming language, we are not allowed to give space. So either we will give underscore to differentiate two words. For example, name, first name. To say first name, normally we will do that, but in programming we cannot do that. Either we can say like this, or we can say uppercase. So this is called camel caps method. Okay. To join two words, we will normally will do this in this way. And you know what? You can see the difference. When it is a string variable in all the languages, you have to put it in double quotation. The value of the string should be in double quotation. But the integer, the digits, whether it is full integer or floating point, means decimal digit. It doesn't need to be in the double quotation. It is same for any language. In all the languages, if it is a text, it should be in double quotation or single quotation. It depends on the language. In Python, either you can use single quotation or double quotation to declare a string variable. But in JavaScript also, it's the same thing. You can use double quotation or single quotation. So service speed, service three speed. It is going to be 50. And then the fourth variable is service for speed. And that is 150. Say. So what you learned? You learned how to declare a variable in JavaScript by using var keyword. And this is the variable name. Also, you learned the camel space, the naming, variable naming. And then you learned string declaration should be inside the double quotation. And then integer or any kind of decimal can be as it is. So you learned 4 things through this. Okay, save this. Now we have everything inside this variable. How we are going to display it here? We have empty table right now. We have to display it. So instead of writing it everything, we can just call the name of the variable. Then the value of the variable will get displayed automatically. So that's what we are going to do. So inside the table, we are going to add all the content. So go to the table. You can see the TR, TD, everything inside. So the first thing, inside this TD, it means the first one. Where is the first row? This is the first row. Here, you're going to add a script tag. Add a script tag. And what you want to display here? You want to display basic in the row of the first column. Or you can say the second row of the first column. So what is the variable name to display this basic? Where this value is there? Document.write is the code. Very good. But what is the where you have saved that basics? Service one name. Very good. So simply what you have to do by using the document.write. Document.write. Now simply use that service one name. Copy the service one name here. You don't need to use quotation, anything here. It is a variable. You can simply specify the variable name. Then it will simply display that there. I'm just going to copy the 3 lines of code and put it inside this TD. Where in the second column of the second row, what you have to display? Service one speed, right? So you can change the name to service one speed. Save this and refresh the screen and see whether you can see the update. Do you see the update? Yes. So we have displayed the value just by calling the variable name. Do you understand the concept? Okay, good. So now let's do the same thing for other columns. You can see in other column also, we are going to display all these things. So let's do that for other columns. So I'm just going to copy this first line and put it inside this. All you need to do is be careful in which row you're adding. I'm adding it to the third row, first column, and it is going to be service to name. Save. And then copy the speed one of the second row and put it inside the third row of the second column and just name it as service to speed. Save. And then we're going to add the fourth row. We're going to add the fourth row. The fourth row, first column, it is going to be service 3 name. And the fourth row, second column, is going to be service 3 speed. And then fifth row, first column, is going to be service 4 name. And the fifth row, the second column, it is going to be service 4 speed. Now, it seems like we have added all the TD element in our table But instead of specifying the content, we are adding the content through JavaScript code by using document.write. So instead of specifying the value by using the double quotation inside the tag, we are using the variable name, which we have declared here in the separate script tag. Okay, so this is what you have learned in this practice, how you can effectively use variable name. That's what you learned. So you can see, if you click on to this, you will see all the table elements. We have added it by using the script tag. If you want to look at the code, you have added the variables first, and then we have added the script tags for each TD element for each row. So this is your second page. And your second page should look like this. You have to take a screenshot. When you submit this file, take a screenshot of this, take a screenshot of this, okay? Next, we are going to work on the third page. Next, we are going to work on events. If you recall, we have discussed about event. Whatever change that we are doing in the form, that is action, is called event. It depends on each element, right? So if it is a submit button, then you will push the submit button, that is an event. If you're dragging some element, you're dragging, that is an event. Mouse down, mouse up, hover, on submit, on drag, everything are called events. So we are going to work on events. How many of you have completed this table page? Okay, so the third, for the third page, go to the instruction and go to the third one. Project 1.3, the order page. So open the order page. You will see the order page in your source file. Open that order page in the Visual Studio Code. And please add the author, date, all those stuff. And now we're going to add the content. Enhance the form. So what we're going to do, I'll show you what we're going to do in this. Right now, you have this empty form that is already added. And then what you will do, right now, if you add any content, it doesn't say anything, but it should say something like, thanks for submitting. Thank you for submitting the order. Do you see? Yeah. So this kind of interaction that we are going to add by using JavaScript. The previous one is a static page, doesn't say anything. We are adding a dynamic functionality saying that thank you for submitting the page. We're going to do use by using JavaScript event handler method. So if you read the instruction again, you can see, locate the form element, add the following event handler to the form element. On submit is the event. Okay. So alert is the function method, which is already written by someone. We are simply calling that alert method. Someone has already written the code to display like this. And we are simply calling that alert method to add that functionality. Okay. So like how the write method will display the content, like that, alert method will give you the alert. So note it down. Alert method will give you the pop-up message like this. Okay. So you have learned the second method, alert. Okay. So how we are going to do that? Go to the form, order form, and action here. Action, we will add the content, but in the attribute, action attribute, we are going to add that event as an attribute. You know what is attribute, right? So on submit is the event that we are adding it as an attribute. What it is going to do, it will say the message, thanks for submitting your order. How can we display that? By using alert method. Say alert, parenthesis, alert parenthesis. Inside that, use the single quotation. saying thanks for submitting your order. This will be called when. The action. What is the action? On submit. When someone is submitting the form, when that submit button is pressed in that action, only during that action, this alert method will be called. This alert method will display the pop-up message in the web page. Do you understand? Yeah, on submit event. Save this. We simply added that event as an attribute that uses alert method. Okay, next, say the order.html and text me the browser, click the submit button and see whether it does all those stuff. Okay, it seems like there is nothing much we have to do. It is simply adding that, then the other stuffs will be added automatically. So this is only adding this single code, single attribute. Let's see how it works. Let's see how it works. Save this page and then go to the order page and open it. And now mostly it will be auto filling because by default form is auto filling, right? So you may see something like this. You can simply select it and try to submit. If you see this alert message saying that thanks for submitting your form, once you submit the submit button, then you're good. That one single attribute do this job. Okay. So you have to take a screenshot of this page with this pop-up message. You have to enter all the value and then click the submit button. Then only it will show you the message. It doesn't show the message. So take a screenshot of this page and submit with that pop-up message. And the fourth element, fourth project is going to be this page. I'll show you. So the fourth project, home address. If you select a home address, all the home address should get filled in the form. If you select work, then all the work address, all the elements in the work address should get filled. So right now it doesn't, but it should do this like this. Do you see? If I click the radio button for home, it fills the address. If I click the work button, then it fills the work address. So how can we do that? By using JavaScript. Let's do that. For that, go to, what is that? Error, zip, sorry, not error, it is zip. Open the ship page, zip HTML page in the Visual Studio Code. Open the ship.html page in the Visual Studio Code. Little bit complicated. We are going to do the same on click thing, but it's kind of tricky. So now dynamically we have to fill the content from the form element. So how to do that? Now, do you remember I mentioned about get element by ID thing in the lecture? Now we are going to use how to use that get element by ID. Now go to the page and inspect this element. If you click on to this page and click inspect, go to the page, right now the 1.4 page, go to that and click inspect. What is the ID you have? Home address, and then it is called home address, and then we'll go deeper inside that. Shipping address. Okay, I will just click this, inspect. Okay, so now that one, go to this form, right click it and inspect. What is the ID you see? Street input, city input, state input, and then zip input. Do you see those IDs? Yes. Now, where we have to fill this information, we have to fill all those things here, right? So for that, we are going to use the concept called get element by ID. So this get element by ID is a method which is there in document object. Do you know the other method from the document object? Write method like that. Get element ID is a method which is written by someone. We are just going to grab that method to use it here. So you can see the ID name is street input, city input, state input, and zip input. We are going to get that information by using that get element by ID. So now let's go back to the content form page and go to the form and go to actually this home option here, name, shipping address. So here we have to add the attribute. Did we do on submit in the previous exercise? Event, right? Here we are on click. Very good. So here what we are doing? Are we clicking it? We're clicking it, right? Yes, on click. So use the event. Event is on click. So we are going to use that on click as an event attribute. On click event attribute. That means when that is getting clicked on the event of clicking, that is on click, we are going to add all the information in that ID is called street input, city input, and all that thing. So document get element by ID. What is the first thing that we are borrowing? First one is street input, right? What is the ID? Street input is the ID. So you can simply copy that from here. If you double click it, you can copy or you can type it. Go to the page, inspect, and go to this and copy this and put it inside. It is simply like a variable ID. Okay. So this should be inside the single quotation because it is a string. So what is the value for that? What is the value that needs to get filled inside that? See, go to that. What is the street input? Is it one main street, right? Yeah, so that we have to fill. Copy this and add it as a value of that street input is going to be one main. So document, inside the document object, inside the get element by ID method, inside the value of that ID is going to be one main street. And then add a semicolon. Semicolon means the comment is not yet done. We are going to continue the comment. So give semicolon like our CSS. Now copy this whole thing called document.id. Copy the whole thing. Now we are going to do it for the next element. What is the next element? City input, right? City input. So just copy this ID name, street input and city input. And then here, instead of street input, just paste whatever name. It is called city input. And what is the city name? It is Cilicia. Just copy it from the page itself. And then add it as a city name, value of the city name. Add semicolon. Don't forget to add the semicolon. Now we're going to add the next thing. Copy that whole thing, document.get element by ID. We have to look at the third element. The third element is going to be state input. So you can see the ID name is state input. So copy that ID name from the inspect or type it. It's up to you. And paste that state input. And what is the state? It is Massachusetts. So we have to say MA. Uppercase. Don't forget to add the semicolon. Now we're going to add the fourth element. The fourth element is, go to that, inspect it, and you will see the ID is zip input. Copy the zip input or type it directly. And the zip value is going to be 02104. Save this. And don't forget the closing double quotation. Do you remember? We have the double quotation here before this document. That double quotation should be closed. Don't forget to close the double quotation. So all these, the big line is part of the value of the on-click attribute. It is value of the on-click attribute. We have added 4 values by using document.getElementID.value. The next thing, this is only for home address. Now we have to do for the other address, office address. Okay, so now instead of typing everything, we can copy and paste it. So what I'm going to do, just copy this whole thing and then go to the where we have to add. Where is the next form? Here, right? Regular input type. Okay, so here, name, ID. Here you have to add that. So after the shipping address, paste whatever you have copied with the home address. Okay, now we are simply going to change the values. So we are going to get the values from here. The work address, the street ID, you can just copy it from the page. 15 Columbine Lane. So you can simply copy it and paste it, replacing that one main street. And then the second one, Crab City. Copy it and change the city value to Crab City. And the third one, Massachusetts, and the pin code is going to be Massachusetts same. Oh, 104. The previous one is 103. Sorry about that. So this one is 103, 0 to 103. And the second one is 104. I just put 104, but it is 103. The previous home address is 100 to 103. And the office address, shipping address is 2104. So we are doing it by using on-click event. It is called event handling. We have added this to code and save this and go to the page, double click it and open it. Now if you click this, it will automatically pull the address and display it like this. Does it do that? Now you have to take a screenshot of any of this page, either home or work. You can just take a screenshot of any of this page and submit it. So if the radio button of work is on, then I should see this form element. So this is your 4th page. This is your 4th page. And any of you want me to show the code? We have added on-click event attribute. And the 4th practice is, 5th practice is going to be, you remember, script tag is not the only way. You can do that as external JavaScript file. So in this exercise, we are going to create a JavaScript file. Okay, we're going to create JavaScript file. So when you're ready, let me know. Can you raise your hands if you're done with that? It seems like many of you need help. Can you please raise your hands if you're done? Okay, so it seems like all of you are done. Now let's move on to the fifth page. Fifth page is the error page. Update the command, open the command first. Go to the errors.html and open it in the Visual Studio Code and update the commands, author, date, all that information, update it. And then modify the content. The HTML file is going to link to this JavaScript file and put the content on the page. Page element, code, and opening script tag and closing script tag. Inside the script tag, add an attribute, say SRC attribute. Inside that, you're going to give the JavaScript file. So how to link JavaScript externally? That's what you're going to practice. After that, inside the JavaScript file, do we have the JavaScript file already? So what is that inside? Open that script.file in the Visual Studio Code. Does it have already some value? It has the script. Okay, it is commented. Okay, so you know how to do the comment here, right? So to do the command, you have to use slash asterisk slash asterisk. Okay, so okay, we'll follow the instruction to do this. Right click on the page from inspect from the menu. Okay, so here you have to see how the error message is caught. Okay, so instead of removing the error message, first let's do how to add the page, how to add the JavaScript file. First, let's do that. Inside the body section, after the H2, here, add the script tag. In your fifth page, after the script tag, sorry, after the H2, add the script tag. So script tag has SRC attribute. That's how you will specify the file. So the file is going to be, can you look at the file name? What is the file name? Script.js, like CSS, like that. The extension is JS. So the file name is script.js. Just we are linking that script file inside the script tag. Save it. You're simply adding this. You're simply adding the script tag, SRC attribute, and closing script tag. Save this file. Save this file. Did you? Now open the file in the page. Now right click and see inspect. To find the error. So go to console. Do you see this error message? Is an error message. This is how you will debug the JavaScript file. If you open a file, if you inspect, right click and inspect. If you click console, if you see this message, this is how JavaScript, because it has an integrated IDE that do the compilation and says that it seems like there is some error, right? So how to fix the error? So if we know, we have already noticed what is the error. What is the error? This is command error, right? So we have to remove the command to fix that error. So what is that error messages? Unexpected token. What is the unexpected token? Because it does not recognize this. Okay. So what we have to do, first thing, Do you need to have the script tag? No, JavaScript file does not need the script tag because we have added the script tag here, right? So just remove that script tag. That is the first thing you have to do. Remove that script tag. That is one thing that causes the error. And then how to make that multi-line commenting to single line. This is not to be commented. We should not comment this. This is an error message. I'll show you. It should show like this. We are closed for the holiday reportment. This is the error message. We have to display this error message. To display it, you have to remove the comment. How can you make this command as a single line command? Double slash. Very good. Double slash will do that job. Now we have fixed all the errors. Now double click the page. Missing after argument list. Yeah. Yes. So fix all these things. Now you see, it's a case sensitive thing. I didn't notice that. So it's a case sensitive, right? So now document dot write. JavaScript is case sensitive. There is wrong case, then it will not identify it. Yes, and also double quotation. See, this is called escape character. This will get confused with this. It says single quotation and single quotation. There are 3 single quotation. It got confused. What do you mean? So to differentiate it, we have to differentiate like this. I'll explain. So, for example, if you want to display it's beautiful day. And you know, in Python and JavaScript, those advanced language, you can either use single quotation or string. If you use single quotation, how will it get it? It will get confused because there are 3. If you open and close it here and say that there is something wrong with it. To avoid it, you can do this. Now it can identify, okay, this is for string and this as a quotation, single quotation that we need as part of the string. So now it fixes all the error and the semicolon is not needed because you know this also doesn't need it. This single quotation is not needed. It should have only the V or double quotation, one double quotation, and then closing double quotation and closing single quotation. So if you have the second line, then definitely you need. If you want to put 2 statements in one, then you have to have a semicolon, or else you don't need to have. Now if you double click it, you will see the error message went away, right? Now you have to take a screenshot of this console page like this. So how to go to the console page again? Inspect, right click, click console. So initial error, the source file has the error message. Now we have fixed the error message by fixing this JavaScript file. So in this practice, you learned how to include the JavaScript file as an external file by using the src attribute, and also how to write a code in JavaScript file. Okay, you have learned these two things, and also this escape sequence. This is called escape sequence. How to deal with the quotations, multiple quotations. And then you also learned that this is case sensitive. Yes.
So you want 5 screenshots in zip file?
Yes. It should have error page. This submission, you have to zip this file, whatever you have downloaded and worked on, file, and upload this zip file in Lab10. And then before that, you have to take a screenshot of all 5 pages. 1 minute, I'll show you. So this first page should have this thing. Okay, you don't need to have the console for this. First page, first screenshot, second screenshot should have the third screenshot should have this pop-up message. That is the third screenshot. And then fourth screenshot should have this filled form. And the fifth screenshot for this, you have to inspect and then go to console. I want to see the console, clear console without any error message. Okay. So should be the submission. Your screenshot should be outside your zip file. 5 screenshots should be outside your zip file.